in the Discord call. We're waiting on one person to come in and test their equipment to make sure they can run. I wanted them to do so earlier. I don't know why they didn't try. But what's done is done, and I'm not angry about it. And 2 people just haven't responded to me. Any of my mentions, my ats on Discord, they haven't said anything. So here's hoping they show up. Oh, Vana's in the chat. We're probably having a session then. So, without further ado, I'm gonna unmute the guys, and we are going to see how things go.
How are you guys?
Hello, you are unmuted.
Oh, we are.
Hello, sorry for the wait.
Jeez.
We here and we exist.
Aye, that we do.
I need to unhide Vana's stuff since you are here today.
Leo should be here. Should.
I already mentioned in the stream that he hasn't tested his equipment yet, but I highly would have recommended he do so before the stream. But whatever.
And Spock's probably on his way home.
Yes, him and
Spock is probably on his way
him
home.
and his juice stuff.
Yeah, his Jew stuff. Hey, speak of the devil.
Mic check 1, 2.
You sound
At least
good.
on this PC.
Sounds great.
Sounds a bit. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit what?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Do a little bit more talking for me, Ryan.
Alright,
You're good.
talking?
I was just
Okay.
I was just checking your mic level through the stream. Make sure you weren't too loud. Just remember, no screaming.
Ah!
Hey, I wasn't joking.
Oh dear.
One second.
Okay, I can hear. I can hear either a cat or a.
That is definitely
I
not
think
a cat.
that was the cat.
That is definitely not a cat.
Oh. Well then.
That was indeed a child.
Ah,
A
I
gremlin.
see.
Oh dear.
A gremlin of the highest order.
Who are we kidding? Babies are always gonna be gremlins.
So yeah, we will definitely have enough players to play tonight.
Woohoo!
Okay.
Oh,
That's a good thing.
I was streaming it earlier, Blaze. I don't know if you've heard about it yet. Wild Hearts.
Wild heart.
Wild Hearts. It's... I told Blank about it, and he watched me play for a little bit. The first thing I told him was that it was Monster Hunter mixed with Fortnite.
And it's
The
not
na-
as bad as you think.
The name is ringing bells. I just don't know why.
It's Monster Hunter, but you have the ability to build 3 stack high objects
Gotcha.
at will.
May have to check it out later.
I was
Sorry
playing
about
it,
that.
and I enjoy it so far.
That's good.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's pretty much Monster Hunter, but without the capturing.
Gotcha.
There we go.
Yes, you said there we go about 2 times now, thank you.
I'm sorry. I was readjusting my set.
I understand. But there isn't any need to constantly repeat. I know that,
Also,
I know that you have a thing. I'm not gonna say anything openly because I don't know how you feel about that being said on stream. That was Blaze.
oh, there, yeah.
Welcome back, Blaze.
And there comes
Apologies.
back, Blaze.
My connection decided to mess the bed.
You live in Canada.
No.
No, that's me.
Yeah, I know you do, Blank. But I'm like, it's usually me and Blank that have internet connection issues.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but mine's been really buggy lately these past couple of weeks.
Oh, also, I was the only one today who submitted music.
I'm working on mine.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to find something for Leo. I don't really know. I don't know. I don't really know what Leo would have for theme music.
So, for the enlightenment of Twitch chat and in future the YouTube video, I asked in our Discord channel that we have for this game that if they have a theme for their characters, I would like to hear it. I do this for literally every game I play in. Because generally, I personally like to pick out songs for my characters. I'm the DM. I can't show you them. Because it'll give away the characters. Fair enough. Very fair, Blaze, very fair. So right now, the only person we're missing is Spock. Which is okay.
But he's probably out doing Jew things.
Yes. So we are going to go ahead and do the recap. And then we will be in a general, somewhat starting point. If that is okay with everyone.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm alright.
Okay. Sorry, something was going on with my phone for a second there. I needed to check that. So, last session, the party had a conversation with King Goldenvein, getting some simple information as well as a bit of complications between Kieran and her father. The party learned that King Goldenvein does indeed refer to Kieran as a male, since he was born male. But the party respects Kieran, as they should, and I enjoy that. But after this conversation, they talked to Lady Terra, the Queen of Nature, as she is called. In this conversation, she gave some reasons why Ironbark had been awakened, perhaps earlier than expected. And the party got some information on a vision that Queen Terra had of fire and destruction with darkness looming over not just the capital, but the entire world. After that grim announcement, they went to the tavern. But before they were able to make it there, they ran into two people. One being Riker, an alpha tester that some of them had met beforehand. He explained that he didn't have access to his maps, saying where they were going and how they were going to try and fix it. Riker decided that he was not going to fix it since he pretty much knows the entire layout of the map anyways. So, or at least how it used to be. So he decided that he was just going to continue with whatever he was doing, because the party wasn't told. But he did offer to teach Aish if they were given the opportunity. On the way back, the party met with Iris, who was not running her shop stand. It seems she was taking a day off. A little bit of conversation and a reminder of the quest they were given, that being retrieve the red and blue orbs from the first dungeon and give them to her. The party met with the other Kieran back at the tavern and decided to call her Astral so they wouldn't get Princess Kieran and the Kieran that stole Alexander's backpack confused. So, for clarification, Astral is the one who had stolen Alexander's backpack. AKA the white-haired female, not the blonde.
I'd just like to say in advance apologies for any nostalgia I may have inflicted.
It'd be great if you didn't interrupt the intro with that, but okay. After picking up Astral from the tavern, the party went out the front gates and immediately noticed right in front of their eyes the health bars and names of the other players in front of them had vanished. No longer there. It seems they were losing the information that the game was giving them. If it could even be considered a game anymore. But moving along, the party had sharp instincts and happily and easily avoided a pitfall trap. Ironbark had talked to the grass, where it had responded with a woman with white hair and several daggers dug this hole. However, they were not able to give a time frame or any kind of such thing like that. Moving on, the party continued down the road after questioning Astral very slightly. They eventually came across the 2 trees and the sign that was from their first excursion towards the capital that really sent them into a very long detour. But they did get something useful out of that, so I'm not complaining. However, from these 2 trees were snare traps, ones designed to hook around the leg and raise the target into the air, asking the trees, I forget what information they gave, but I believe it was pretty much the same information that the grass had given Ironbark. Moving into the starting town, the party first, when going through the town, noticed that the well had finally been fixed. Upon entering the Adventurers Guild, where Nico normally is, Aish had headed off to start the practice of his newest personal skill. For anyone that isn't aware, personal skills in my game are not anything game-breaking. They just allow players to access certain things they wouldn't normally be able to, and can be worked on to improve them at later levels. While Aish was in the training room, the party decided to question Trickster and Firefly, who had been sitting at a nearby table when they entered the Adventurers Guild. And getting a bit of information from them, they were no longer able to access their forums, which was not entirely a bad thing, I guess. But moving on, the party started to talk to Nico, knowing that Astral was not able to get any access to her menus whatsoever. And Ironbark proposed the ideal that they might be able to get some information on the hacker if they were able to give 10,000,001 gold to Iris. Nico said to give him time, and objects within the Adventurers Guild began to disappear as he started to generate money around himself. And we come back to the party, who are just exiting the Adventurers Guild, I believe. I don't remember what your intent was, but I know you were just exiting the Adventurers Guild.
I thought I remembered what it was.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, I remember my intent. I'm
Okay.
not sure about anybody else's.
I need to change the music.
My intent was to go to our resident alchemist.
I
Rua.
have really no idea what Leo would be doing. I think I had him sit down and just review his spell book at this point.
Fair enough. Give me an investigation check. While he's doing that, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, if I remember correctly, Alexander had promised to show Kieran the town.
Ah, yes, that is right. Okay. What about Vana?
Sorry, I wasn't exactly here for last session.
Yes, I remember. That's partly the reason why we do the recap.
Nothing.
Yeah, I need to start giving you guys notes ahead of time if you miss a session.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
I will be more proactive in the future.
Anyway, you wanted a investigation check out on me?
That is correct.
Thank you. I wanted to triple check.
Well,
Make
I am
sure-
going to see Rua.
Okay. Well, now I just kind of want to know what Vana is doing before I just, shove off to someone.
I'll go with Ironbark.
Okay, so you're going to Rua. Gotcha. So we'll start with the people that talked in order. So, Leo.
That is a 10.
10. Yeah, nothing seems... And it's a spellbook. Specifically your spellbook, with all of your spells.
Oh, I
Nothing.
wasn't really going... Yeah, wasn't really trying to look for anything different about it. I was just sort of going to have Leo read it.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm just saying that you don't see anything abnormal. Whether there is something abnormal about it, or there isn't, you won't know. I'm just saying you don't see anything.
Fair enough.
And you're doing this in the Adventurers Guild?
Yep.
Okay, good to know. Well, with that settled, you'll be looking through your spell list and your invocations and hand signs and whatnot. While we will go over to Alexander. So, you are guiding Princess Kieran. Yes?
Yes, but if you want to go ahead and do Ironbark and Vana first, I don't mind.
Why is that?
I just...
I'm just going in order of the people that spoke.
Okay. So, yes, Alexander will be showing her around, I suppose.
Alright. So, the four of you would exit the Adventurers Guild at the same time, and Kieran would look to Alexander with a smile on her face. Alright, so where are we going first?
Well, other than the shopping part of the town, I've not exactly been to many sections of this town, so I suppose we'll be exploring together, unless you just want to, explore the market section first.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Lovely. Then I suppose we'll be accompanying the two of you for now. Looking towards Ironbark and Vana, still wearing their helmet.
No reaction?
Not really.
I would think at least Ironbark had some kind of reaction, but alright.
I'm sorry, I zoned out. It's been a long day at work. What was happening?
So, the four of you had just gone out of the Adventurers Guild, and you and Vaughn are headed to the shopping district with Rua. However, Alexander is guiding Princess Kirin around the city as well, and they're starting with a shopping district. So the four of you are traveling together.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't want to be rude. I understand very long days at work. Please try to pay attention.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I understand. Trust me, I understand.
Yeah.
So,
Oops.
do you have any reaction to say to that?
If you need, I can repeat what I said.
No, that's fine. No, wait. What your character said or what you yourself said?
His character.
My character.
Yes, please. That would be appreciated.
Lovely then. Then I suppose we'll be going with you then.
Voice time. It would seem that way.
Kirin smiles and throws her right hand up into the air. Alright, party time.
Apologies. I have to be right back real quick. Shouldn't take too long.
Okay. So, with that, the four of you begin to walk your way down to the well, which is hardly even a 1 minute walk, and then towards the shopping district, which is on the west side of town. Correct, yes, west side of town. Going into this shopping district, you see that the blue-haired alchemist and potion seller is still at her usual stand. You can see off in the distance, Sly is still in her skill shop area. Iris is still not in this area, and there are no real other shops of note right now. But there do seem to be one or two that might be opening soon.
Cool. Ironbark is going straight to Rua.
Okay.
I'll follow you. And go, I don't really understand, but you could probably use either the help or, things to get ugly.
It's more of a request I'm going for.
Sorry. With that, Alexander and Kirin are going to be going with you as well. So the four of you walk up to the little stand that Rua has out. It seems to have improved a slight bit, since recently her stock of gold has slightly increased. And she smiles as you walk up to her. She does look a little tired, to be fair. Oh, welcome. What can I do for you?
Two things of note. One, we talked with your master.
Oh, I hope he's alright.
He is, and we told him your request. But apparently he had sent something already. Has it not arrived?
Oh. If that is the thing you mentioned, then yes, it certainly has arrived.
He was a little indignant when we asked for these other supplies.
I'm not quite sure what you mean by that.
It's as if we were asking more of him than what had already been given.
My master has always been like that. He's not very good with people, but he's an excellent alchemist.
Right. Well, that brings me to my second point. It's actually more of a request.
Oh?
Is there a potion to deal with paralysis?
Paralysis? What would you need that for?
Specifically from the waist down.
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'm not a master alchemist. I only have advanced supplies here. But I suppose I could look into it.
That would be appreciated. It's mostly a medical concern, I think. If you can look into it, that would be appreciated.
I'll do my very best. But
Thank
I'm
you.
not gonna promise results, of course.
Any and all help is appreciated.
Radio? Is there anything else I can do for you?
Other than the supplies, is there anything else you need?
I think for the moment I have everything that's currently within my level range.
Very well. Ironbark looks over to Alex, Vanna, and Kieran. Is there anything else you need?
Well, I'm always good for more weapons, and then I'll look around and go, "Are you feeling okay? You seem tired."
Oh, with the recent endeavors that she kind of looks around, admins have been doing, I've been required to make a lot of potions for the Adventurers Guild. Any new recruits are to start with a case of 20.
Oh, holy crap.
Mercy.
And
That's...
I am the only alchemist in town.
Don't kill yourself over them, though.
If it has any chance of helping others survive, I'll work as hard as need be.
Commendable, but if there's a way for us to, or, well, anyone to help, don't hesitate to ask, okay?
If you could come across any kind of recipe that might be able to help with an easier crafting, because right now my process is quite lengthy.
We'll see what we can do.
Yes. The process I'm using right now is currently a 6-step process, and that's just to make one of them. If I can find a recipe that has any less steps, I'd be able to create them no problem. Oh, that's assuming it's at least 3 steps or less.
Ouch, and I will keep an eye out for you.
Right then. If you do find it, I'll gladly pay you.
This is Kieran, by the way. And he motions to the princess.
Rua looks to Kieran with a smile on her face. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Kieran. Kieran smiles and waves. Oh, what a pleasure to meet you, too. It has been forever since I stepped outside of the capital. Rua kind of tilts her head. Forever since you stepped outside of the capital. She then looks to Ironbark.
He mouths the letters NPC to her.
Oh, I see. Well, I certainly hope you get a good experience with the outside world. There is so much more here to offer.
I'm actually taking it upon myself to show her around the town.
Well, that's awfully kind of you. I'm surprised that I would be your first stop, though.
You were my first stop. It was just coincidence that they came on me.
Did someone's computer just unboot?
Nope.
Oh,
That was from Vanna's mic.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure
And
that's
considering
why
that
I
I'm
was
using
looking
my-
at that's why I was looking at Vana.
No, I'm still
Well-
here.
well, given that my Windows that my second laptop is a Windows laptop, I kind of thought that I got something myself, so I was a little caught up too.
Well, whether I'm your first stop or their first stop, I'm glad in general. At least this way I might be able to actually hasten my process if you guys help.
The more you improve, the more the newbies can improve.
Indeed.
Aye.
I'm not quite sure where Leo is.
Last I saw him, he was in the tavern, I do believe, reading.
Ah,
Kieran speaks up. He's in the Adventurers Guild.
Right, guild, not tavern. Apologies.
too many MMOs.
What is an MMO?
Oh dear.
It's complicated. We'll try to explain things a little bit later.
Oh, I think I've heard of them. You're talking about a... No, I think I got that wrong. A magic material office?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
I didn't think a town as small as this would have one.
I don't actually think. One second, collecting my words. I don't think it does, but then again, as I said, besides this and about another shop, I've not really explored the town much.
Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any.
We have been kept fairly busy.
True, but no time like the present to explore the rest of the city, yes?
Yes.
Alright then, unless either you two need to visit the other shop.
I don't. I was going to wander the outskirts once I was done here.
Alright then, what's the next stop?
Well, let's see. How about. And he's just going to point. They're just going to point off in a direction. Let's start exploring in that direction.
I need to know which direction.
North.
The city is divided into sections, north, south, east, and west. You're currently in west.
Okay.
And the Adventurers Guild and the bar are on south side.
Okay, so let's check the north.
Alright, is it only Alexander and Kieran going?
No, I'm gonna hang back with Ironbark.
Ironbark.
Pardon?
What are you doing?
Oh, I was going to the outskirts of the city, or the town rather, not city.
All right then.
Wandering the farms specifically to see if the farmers have actually started acting more like people and not, background.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and with Ironbark and Vana, because what you're gonna see is pretty much extremely simple. The NPCs that would normally be tending the fields are definitely acting more like actual people, going around and never plowing in the same spot twice. It seems like they're actually attempting to, cultivate in the field.
Honestly, I think I prefer this to the usual work they do.
You may go around in circles and do nothing, but still feel accomplished?
Precisely.
Yeah. They're becoming more and more human, and we are getting more and more adapted to this world like we never had a previous world to begin with, which is just scary.
Now that you say it out loud, yes.
And unfortunately, Ironbark, you are the best example of that.
How so?
Because everyone else is humanoid.
I'm
You're
human
here.
shaped. Don't give me that look.
And I will turn away with a giant shit-eating grin going, what look?
Bitch.
Treehouse.
Okay. Any more conversation as you two are walking around the field and patrolling the outskirts?
I am looking for anything out of the ordinary of both the previous and the new behavior of the game.
Okay.
Mostly the NPCs.
So, you'll see the obvious gathering spots. They are still quite obvious, still very present. Like, the areas where you're able to actually gather are still just those little circles of light that if you walk up to it, you just, you gather something. Otherwise, it's a farm. It's farmlands. Not much to say
Business
about
as
it.
usual.
Business as usual. But I do need both of you to roll me perception.
Dangerous ask.
So, as we're doing this, though, I'm going to be about 5 or 10 feet behind Ironbark, pulling out my dagger and shredding some of my vestments. I'm going to try, after I do that, to tie bows around his branches without him noticing.
You have to roll me stealth as well, then.
Net 20 for that perception.
Oh, my lord. Okay.
Okay, there's my perception.
Would that stealth have to beat my passive since I'm not looking at it?
Yeah.
My passive is 13.
Okay.
There's stealth.
So,
Do you want me to do a sleight of hand tying it on?
no, I'm not going to make you do that. Just the stealth.
Okay.
So I'm going to be
You
cutting.
were hoping.
I'm going to be cutting away from you two for a moment to do the other two right quick, because with perceptions like that, you guys have noticed something very important.
Oh, cool. So you were expecting an at 20 this time.
No, I wasn't. But this wasn't to find something or to trigger an event.
Oh, no.
This
Oh,
was
okay.
planned.
Oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
So, Ryan, Leo, is there anything else you're going to be doing? Because right now you're just kind of in the Adventurers Guild reading your book. As certain objects around you that you are not sitting on are currently disappearing.
Well, No, but there's a reason why I say it this time. After reading his book a couple of times and just making sure he knows all the things in case of a total reality override, Leo decides to get up, stretch a little, and head out of the Adventurers Guild and catch up with the group. See how they're doing with getting Kieran accustomed to everything.
Well, there are two groups. One that is outside the city. The one you'll be able to see is just Alexander and Kieran, who are heading to the north side of town.
I'll have Leo follow him.
Right, so Leo has joined Alexander and Kieran. As Alexander and Kieran are walking from the west side back to the well, the two of you are able to spot a Leonin coming out of the Adventurers Guild, one that is obviously very familiar to both of you.
Does that pull your head out of your book, see?
What can I say? I like reading it. It's a good thing to do, seeing as I don't really have much to do outside of, well, following you guys around.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean, can't exactly pursue my usual hobbies, seeing as, well, we're kind of stuck here. You know what I mean by that, of course.
Keeping up to date with one's magic and explorative measures is always a great thing.
Pays to be practical, I suppose.
That
Right then.
is.
We were heading to the north side of town, yes?
Yes. Right then.
North side. I don't think I forget if I've been there by now. And again, I don't think we ever explored much of this town.
Technically you guys have been out through every single part of the town now, you just haven't actually looked around when you're in north or east or south sides. So, walking along, heading into the north part of town, there are obviously like 2 inns on this block, as well as some what appear to be seed shops.
Seed shops, you said?
Particularly 4 different types of seed shops, yes.
I guess if we wanted to make a garden or grow some things, this would be where we could get some.
Yes, besides the inns and the seed shops, this area is mostly just residential.
Fair enough. Well, that is true. Leo pulls up his map, and if he is allowed to, he will label this little district of the town, and I'm putting this in important map marks.
Speak.
The agricultural district.
Okay. Sounds good to me. So, looking at the inns, Kieran gets a little bit curious, seeing how she has recently only been in a tavern, sticking her head into each of the inns just to see what they look like and then coming back out. The area around here is, how do you say, bad?
Bad from a noble sense, or bad from a general sense? It looks pretty normal to me.
From a noble's perspective, I suppose.
Well, to put it in a perspective, this would be the small starting town in one of your stories.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense then. That means this area doesn't have a lot of money to spend.
Yep.
Not particularly, but it's a good place for heroes to begin their journey.
Yep.
I suppose it does fit that. In fact, it has everything a normal starting town in a story would have. An adventurers guild, taverns and inns, a simple shopping district with only low-quality items. Oh, I can only imagine what's in the other parts.
Leo just smiles and chuckles a little. Not to sound not to sound like I'm prying into your personal life or anything, but would some of your books happen to be like action adventure and the like something what we call nerd would read? And I don't mean that in a bad way.
Alexander is just staring at Leo. Can't really tell his facial feature because helmet.
Leo just gives a very smug smirk to his ally. What? What? I don't mean it as a derogatory term or anything. Hell, I'm one myself. I'm proud of it.
Thinking about action adventures, we did have quite a few storybooks like that within the palace. However, most things were revolving around history and different types of magic and nature. Several different types of questionable materials.
Questionable how?
The main library never had anything odd or weird. It was mainly just some things that are more over-explanatory and bloody.
I see.
Other books my brothers have. I don't pry into those.
That sounds
Understandable.
fair. Yeah, that sounds fair enough. And Leo would mutter under his breath, sounds like lore books.
How about unless you want to take a further look around this area, see if we find anything out of the ordinary. We take a look at the east next.
That sounds like a good idea. Besides the ends here, everything here seems to be more seeds, and I've visited quite a few seed shops in the capital.
The world is a big place, so we all have to start somewhere.
That we do. Now then, let's get started. And going to be making their way to the east now, I suppose.
Okay.
Unless something happens.
Something is gonna happen. So, as the three of you begin to walk from the northern district back to the area with the well, which is technically the center of town, the town square as you might call it, you feel this sharp sense of dread hit you. It's as if something in the area has suddenly changed.
First, standing on end, Leo immediately reaches for his staff. And looks around, worried. Did anyone feel a sudden chill?
A sudden chill? I'm afraid not.
Blaze?
Yes, I felt it too.
And we're gonna cut away from you guys. So,
Lovely.
Ironbark, Fauna. Oh dear.
What's happening?
Vana, I'm gonna start with you.
Okay.
So, as you are sneaking up behind Ironbark and easily tying ribbons to his branches that he doesn't seem to notice just yet, you feel an overwhelming sense of dread and danger hit your mind. As if...
I will come to a dead stop.
Okay. Fauna has suddenly stopped. Ironbark, you are scouting around, looking off to the horizon. Thankfully, due to your height advantage, you are able to see farther than Vana can, and easily somewhat over the buildings. Somewhat. If you stand on your tiptoes. And you see off in the distance, coming towards the town, it looks like, a small... not a small, but it's about a human-sized creature with some red at the top that seems to be exuding a black aura as they make their way along the road.
Well, that's concerning. We should probably head back to the guild hall now.
Yeah. Yeah, something's going on. It made the hair on the back of my neck stand up.
Not as something, as someone.
So what are you to do?
What is your movement speed, Ironbark?
50.
Okay. So I will jump on you and go tally ho.
Good thing for you, Ironbark isn't in the mood for cracking jokes, and he runs off back to the guild hall.
Are you dashing?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'd like to point out, as a high elf, the tree moves 20 feet per round faster than me.
Because of my size and my barbarian.
Yeah. I am not too ashamed to have used Ironbark as a mount.
The 40 feet is not due to your size, it is due to your race.
Yep.
Actually, no. You don't get any bonuses from your race or size. You get a bonus from the axe that I gave you. 10 feet of movement.
Yep.
And then 10 feet from Barbarian.
Yep. Oh, wait. There's a 10-foot bonus from the axe?
I think that's what it was, wasn't it?
No, because my base walking speed is 40 feet.
It wasn't supposed to be.
Give me a second.
According to Oakwood, and it says your base walking speed is 40 feet.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, it's too late. Change it. Whatever. I don't care. Your max movement speed right now is 50. Deal with it.
Okay. I wasn't going to argue with it.
Barbarian, fast movement, speed increased
10
by
feet,
10
yeah.
feet.
Anyways, cutting back to Alexander, Leo, and Kieran. The two of you are obviously standing more on edge. Kieran seems like she hasn't noticed anything change and is kind of looking at both of you worried. And as the two of you exchange worrying glances, off in the distance, thump, 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 thump.
Hearing that, Leo immediately looks towards the source of the stomping to check to see if it was indeed their end.
It is indeed the Ent, running directly towards you, with Vana on top, or at least on side.
Alex, don't look now, but here comes the walking battering ram.
Oh, for the Okay, it's just Ironbark, don't worry.
I know. I'm joking.
So, Ironbark and Vana, you come up on Alexander, Leo, and Kieran standing in the square around the well.
I do?
Ironbark and Vana, yes.
Okay. I skid to a halt, probably pushing up some dirt as my roots try to grab tension on the ground.
And like a death after acrobat, I will use the momentum of the stop to swing around his branches like monkey bars.
Roll acrobatics.
I have a meme for this.
I'll give it to you. You use the momentum and swing around on some of the branches, and using them safely land on the ground beside Ironbark.
And when I get up, I go, something's coming. Or someone.
Someone.
If we
It
had,
gives me the heebie-jeebies.
given that we felt something similar, but apparently Karen hasn't, probably nothing good. Weapons out, you think?
Not yet.
Not just yet.
Well, where are they coming from?
You said which
north.
direction did you say? The
They're
north.
coming from north to south.
They're coming from the north.
We just got back from that district. Leo will immediately about face to see what's coming.
They're not in the town. They're coming from out of town.
Anyone that is looking down the path that has not noticed the abnormal presence already, roll perception.
Okay.
1 second.
Vana, you could roll again to see if you can see them better.
Sure. I do not mind. What do my elf eyes see?
Thank you, multiple computers. 3021.
I am impressed. I am very impressed. Alright, so
I'd like to point out, with this, I can no longer roll below a 10, and I'm happy for it.
so the three of you that look off to the north, Ironbark, you still see everything you had saw quite easily. The three of you notice what appears to be figure with a bit of red on top. Their outfit is pretty much full on black and red. And a extremely dark, shadowy, tendril-like aura is exuding off of them. If you would like, those of you that notice the aura, which is all of you, you can make an Arcana check.
Alright.
Okay.
What's my Arcana? +1. Woohoo.
For a cleric, mine's not
New
that high.
wizard class. Hell,
11.
the wizard doesn't get anything good out of this. For a middling roll.
Well,
Yep,
wish
that's
me
magic.
luck. Oh.
Oh my
Oh.
god!
Hey, look!
Fly in the eye.
Oh look, a daisy!
That's what would happen if it was a perception check. This isn't a perception check.
I
Yep,
think the
that's
rock is
magical,
magical.
right?
Hey, look,
Oh, no.
that boulder might be magical.
Okay. Has everyone rolled? Yes. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, everyone has rolled. I'm not gonna roll for Kieran because she doesn't technically notice anything. So, Ironbark, you didn't get anything.
Yeah,
which by extension means Leo and Alexander don't get anything. Vana, what you're seeing is an aura of conquest. How you know that information, you have no idea.
Or,
Oh boy.
Interesting.
I don't know what that aura is, but I don't like it. Or
I think it's called an Aura of Conquest, but I have no idea how I know. I'm probably wrong. It just feels like Conqueror and Fear Me.
Huh.
Okay, do any of you do anything knowing this information?
I keep my hand on my axe, but that's about it.
Leo immediately takes out his staff and it clearly has his guard up, but he doesn't raise anything. I don't like this.
Let's remain calm for now. Which of us is fastest here?
Kieran looks to the tree.
Probably me. Yo.
Alright then. Ironbark, if you would please kindly... could you bring Kieran back to the Adventurer Guild, just in case?
It's like right over there. I can walk there myself. It's hardly 20 feet.
Run.
Sorry, forget what I said. I forgot where we were.
Okay,
Yes.
you're in the smack dab middle of town. And the Adventurers Guild has the entrance on the corner of the east-south side.
I will say to Kieran, run, lock the door. We'll let you know when it's safe.
I was going to say I'm pretty sure Kieran can take care of herself.
Probably, but
Yes.
I look. She doesn't seem like a true fighter, unfortunately.
I'm a bard. I know my way around magic. Beyond that, I'm a little bit useless.
She'll be fine.
You're not useless.
Right then. I'll stay with you, just in case I can help.
Alright then. But if things do turn south...
Survival.
I understand. So,
Alex... Oh, sorry, Red.
no good.
Alex just nods and will begin to actually, with no weapons drawn, make his way north.
Leo would follow, though he's clearly on edge.
Okay. The five of you begin to make your way downtown. Sorry, north. Downtown is the other direction. You begin to make your way north through the what is now called the agricultural district of the starting city, or otherwise known as Tiny McDownface. And you find yourself at the exit of the city. It seems like this person is still a few minutes away. They do not appear to be running. Is there any preparations?
Oh, sorry. Oh, did not mean to do that. I'm looking at my spells right now.
Alright. Well, I can't exactly Hexblade's curse him from this distance.
That would be
Leo,
correct.
just in case, well, Leo, as a just-in-case thing, will immediately apply his mage's armor.
Alright, you have applied Mage's Armor to yourself.
I'm not going to rage yet.
Understandable.
At the moment, no weapons held, but he is holding his. They are holding their shield.
Pull out my daggers. And some spells, but not prepared. And I will just wait. Actually, I will hide.
Okay, roll stealth. Okay, that's a 9.
Yeah.
You attempt to hide and believe you are hidden.
When you are in fact rather obvious, I guess.
All you know is that all of your party members can see you.
Yep.
So, this figure continues to walk. It takes about 5 minutes before you're able to actually make out an image of who they are. And I have a new image for you guys.
Uh-oh.
This person
Yeah.
has a black mask with seemingly red eye slit holes, jagged teeth, mouth painted on, red hair going down past their mid-stomach, wearing a fur coat along their back which goes along the collar, a black undershirt with what appears to be a few cuts and bruises on their chest. And they have a great sword on their back. As you see them, you get an immediate sense of dread. Like, you shouldn't be here.
Leo's grip on his staff tightens. How close are they, just to make sure?
They are about 60 feet away. In which they stop moving and are seemingly looking at all of you.
Deciding to fight back the fight against his fear for right now, Leo will clear his throat and then immediately yell at them, "Who are you?"
Who's asking?
Ironbark looks at Leo.
Heroes, I suppose. At least that's what everyone seems to call us.
Heroes? You?
Laugh if you wish. What is your business here?
I came to see the devs.
Insight.
Roll insight.
Yeah, I'm a roll insight too. Even though it's probably not my best. What's my insight? Yeah, +3.
Let me check to make sure.
Hey, 21.
I need to refresh my character sheet because I got an error, but I will be rolling insight as well. So give me a second.
Alright.
Hold on. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Hey, just to make sure, is anyone else having D&D Beyond trouble?
Nope.
Okay, just me.
hold on.
Hmm?
Minus the mask, does this person remind me of anyone?
Depends who you're thinking about. Leo, your insight is +1.
The image we saw for, I think her name was Athena?
She looks familiar. Though, beyond that, with the mask there, it could technically be anyone. You have no idea if that mask is magic or not.
Okay. Alright then. If you're here to see the devs, you only have one here. Ironbark. Could you see if you could get Nico here?
Is it just because I'm the fastest?
Alexander just looks over. You can't see it, but he's got an eyebrow raised.
Just do it, you overgrown shrub. I mean
What?
that.
Fine.
Apologies. Turning back to her. Apologies, but with that aura of yours that you're flaring up,
It's a natural thing. Not something I can simply control and hide.
Pardon me for not trusting you immediately.
insight.
Go ahead and roll insight.
Sorry.
We haven't exactly been treated warmly. When things just appear in this town.
Well, that's rather unfortunate. I certainly don't mean any harm. You can tell that they are telling the truth. They literally cannot hide it.
Okay. Can I roll insight on that last bit?
Go ahead.
Ironbark. Oh, wow.
Oh, nat 20.
Damn.
I love those crits.
You are looking at this person. Though the mask is odd, though they seem very rough and very tumble, even with the aura of malice and anger, they mean no harm.
Alexander visibly relaxes. For the love of God, guys, put your weapons away.
I haven't even taken mine out.
Leo looks to Alex a little confused. Why? Are they telling the truth?
In fact, they are.
Question, DM.
I might have an answer.
Is the hairstyle familiar to what we have seen already?
It doesn't look specifically familiar.
Alright. Which leads into my next question, but this is for the person in character.
Can you take off your mask for us?
Now why would I do that?
A hunch.
I can probably, if it's the same person you're thinking of, I can just ask it outright. Forgive me if I'm assuming anything, but would you happen to be the other alpha tester, Atenna.
Took you jokes long enough.
I was getting to that.
Leo
figured you
immediately
were.
facepalms his mage armor dropping right as he does so. A few choice words in Leonin, which if anyone can understand him, seems to roughly one phrase seems to roughly translate to "You idiot, Leonidas," and immediately puts his staff away. Apologies for the hostile welcome. That aura of dread you've got just happens to make things a little worrisome, let's say.
After Ellie was taken, we've been on edge.
Ellie? What happened to Ellie?
Dragged down into that well behind.
Remember... Sorry, go ahead.
Dragged down into that well behind us by, I don't know, something. It just happened suddenly, and I don't know how to describe it.
Well,
She's gone.
if she's in the well, then just get her out.
Remember that forum post that I put up?
Forum? I haven't checked it.
Anyway, we should probably stop stalling and take her to Nico. He can explain things better than we can.
Indeed. Apologies again. I kind of figured that who you were, but doesn't hurt to check with certain magic and all.
You apologize a lot.
It's a habit I've picked up.
Noted. Oh, Kieran, Atenna, Kieran. Introductions are done.
Kieran just
Whoa,
raises
whoa,
her...
big man.
Sure, go ahead.
Whoa, big man. That was a very quick introduction.
Kieran raises her hand and waves to Atenna. It's a pleasure to meet you. Atenna just kind of waves her hand, like shaking the comment off. Yes, we've met before. We have? I don't remember that.
Memories are weird things. Anyway, you wanted to see Nico.
That is correct.
We should probably stop stalling then.
And Ironbark will begin to walk back to the guild.
Leo would follow the big hunk of wood.
And I will be right back because pulled pork is calling my name.
Alright. Actually, with that, we will be taking a small break.
Okay.
So everyone relax a bit, get some snacks or drinks, whatever you'd like, and we'll be right back in about 5 minutes.
Alright.
Bye-bye for now. I'm gonna leave you guys unmuted so you guys can talk.
So, just asking, because I know this happened last session, am I roboting?
Nope.
Not
Okay,
a bit.
good. Well, this is going to be quite interesting.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
What'd I miss?
We're on break.
Oh, good. I should probably go to the bathroom then.
Yeah, we're on 5-minute break.
I'll be right back again.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
This is going to be quite interesting.
That is an understatement. How's my mic been sounding, by the way?
You've been going up and down in volume, so I've been having to adjust every now and again.
Yeah, same.
Blame the fact that I'm not exactly using my Corsair headset. The dongle for it has broken, and I have had to buy a replacement.
Yes, I read. I noted. I had half hoped that you would jump in before the session to start testing it. Testing your current setup, but I don't really care anymore. It's been okay, and it's been easy to deal with, so it's no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God for that. Still a bit miffed about it, but
It's alright, it's okay.
to be fair, because I don't really take my headset with me everywhere. I have kind of been yanking the USB part out of my laptop, so that might have something to do with it. But I was kind of trying to take care of my headset.
I'm back.
Luckily, I don't have to worry about pulling about any USB. My thing is wireless, and I have never been happier to have a wireless headset, because this is the first wireless headset I've ever had, and I love it. I don't think I could actually ever go back to a wired headset.
I've been using wireless headsets for a while now. If I turn on my camera,
No need. You can just say you're using a
Choose
wireless
fine.
headset, and I would trust you.
This one's cheap, but it's a wireless.
Mine was like $100.
Mine is still wireless, but it requires a connection dongle to a connection USB dongle to
Yeah.
connect to.
That's how a wireless headset works, my dude. You don't just have a headset, and I guess you can technically use Bluetooth inside the equipment, but a USB is much more stable.
Yeah, I figured that out, and unfortunately, the USB I was using broke. I necessitating the requirement of a new one.
Right. 5 minutes is up. Is everyone here?
Yep.
I am.
Wonderful. Let's get back to session then. I don't think... Well, Spock is now online, so he might be joining us soon. That is the hope. But, for now, the party is walking to the guild with Athena in tow.
Alrighty then.
So, everything seems perfectly fine. Looking down the east side with the intimidating presence that has now entered the town, Rua has closed down shop. Sly's little window is closed that she normally deals business out of. And that's about all you can really notice that is out of the ordinary since Athena had arrived. Walking back to the guild is quite easy since nothing is stopping you. And you find yourselves at the entrance of said guild with Athena beside you.
Making no comments about anything that has happened, Alex is going to push open the door for them.
And Leo will stand aside to let the ladies go in first.
So,
A bit of a gentleman.
Kieran and Atena step into the Adventurers Guild first. As you walk inside, you notice that Mose is cowering behind her desk, kind of
I see.
peering over it very slightly.
Ironbark looks to Atena. You have one hell of a reaction on people.
It is rather unfortunate.
I don't know about the rest of them, but I get used to it. Or at least I've gotten used to it, I mean.
Who of you are looking around right now?
Leo is, but he's doing it passively.
So as you are looking around, you easily notice that there are quite a bit less tables and chairs in here, and a lot more gold that wasn't there before.
Leo immediately looks up to Ironbark. Explain, please.
Information gathering. That's all you need to know.
Roughly how much gold?
You don't want to know.
As a passive glance.
At a passive glance, about 9,000 right now.
Go on.
And as you all look to Nico, again, I will remind you that these are character models. They are not technically in the game like you all are. His character looks very afraid. Ah, Atena. It's been a while. How are you? Things have been better. I'm here to make a few reports as well as a bug fix. And to find out what happened to my companion.
We told her about Ellie, but didn't give details just yet.
That being said, when exactly did this happen?
How many days has it been since that happened? 2? 3?
It has been 2 days.
2 days ago.
Atena looks to you, though her expression is hidden behind the mask. 2 days.
Yes.
That is rather weird. Ellie sent me a message nearly 20 minutes ago.
What?
Ironbark's eyes practically light up, like physically light up.
What did she say?
She told me where I could find Nico. That's why I'm here. None of this information was given to me.
Odd.
Right. Well, let's see. About the situations and the bug reports, I would be happy to accept them. As for Ellie, and he goes on to explain how she was abducted and had this weird thing on her face. I don't feel like going into a full explanation. That episode is currently up on YouTube if everyone wants to see it. It is called Void Troubles, if you need a reminder. Pretty much the entire session was about that encounter.
Yeah.
And as he explained this, Atena nods, raising a hand to her chin, seemingly thinking. Again, that is quite odd. She did send me that message. And I know it was her. She kept using emojis.
Yep, definitely.
If she sent us a message, we have not received it because we have lost access to our direct messages.
If that happened somewhat recently, within the past, I'd say 30 minutes or so, it's very possible that you didn't receive it because of that.
We tried to keep her from being taken, but... well, that creature threw me around like I was a doll.
Wait. How it happened, we came in after the fact.
Very well. Well, I'd like to report something. The Eastern Kingdom is up in arms once more. Which is odd, because I have not progressed my story that far.
Excuse me? What?
Normally, the Eastern Kingdom raising in arms will be a part of the story quests that one is given. You are given a mission to escort a princess to the Eastern Kingdom.
Leo immediately looks over to Kieran. I'm worried.
She is
I
sent.
think we.
She is
I
sent.
think we.
She is
You
sent.
go.
I am speaking. She is sent to supposedly give negotiations, but I'm sure anyone that actually knows the Golden Vein family, that is not what is happening.
And what is?
It is somewhat of a sacrifice, but not immediately. When arriving, they would negotiate a somewhat terms of peace as long as the princess stayed in the capital. The player is given a choice to either agree or deny. If they deny, war will break out immediately. If they accept, war will be postponed at the cost of the princess's life. Only then will you hear about it later.
Leo, hearing this, looks over to Kieran with dread. Hate to say it, but I think we just accepted that quest.
Well, still, that doesn't answer the question. I, in my storyline up to this point, have delivered the princess and agreed, knowing that along that storyline this would be the easiest to keep up with my companions, as well as make sure I don't stunt my growth. However, even with that, had I completed this mission simply days ago, it should be nearly 4 or 5 in-game days before such an event occurs. Which means the Eastern Kingdom being upped in arms already means something has gone wrong.
A lot of some things have gone wrong. The NPCs have become sentient. Nothing is following any storyboard anymore.
I have noticed that as well. The enemies that I have been killing in the East for experience, they beg for their lives. And above that, it seems respawn isn't an option anymore. Even for the enemies.
What?
That I feared that was the case.
Oh no. So unless we have a cleric in our party, and I assume they have resurrection skills, that means if we die, we're gone for good.
Assuming there's anything left of us.
Okay, so what am I? Just a wall decoration?
You do indeed have a cleric in your party. I would appreciate them more if I were you.
Always respect your healer.
And here's the thing: if this is like real life, who says resurrection will even work?
Athena.
Athena.
Sorry. We haven't seen it yet, but what happens when something's killed in this game? Do they disintegrate, or is there a corpse?
There is a corpse. Though I can't say for players. Thankfully, I have not come across anyone willing to sacrifice their lives.
I assume you saw that PvP worldwide was enabled.
Yes. At the time I was in the Field of Ash, where no other player dares travel yet.
Ironbark thinks in his head, yeah, well, Oz might probably go there.
Speaking of which, you would immediately now notice, thinking of them, they are no longer in the starting town.
Oz and his part isn't here either.
There.
On one hand, that doesn't surprise me.
We did just hear that they were a little. We did just hear that they were at the castle, so.
Yes.
Ironbark is going to look back at Kieran, hoping her brain isn't exploding.
Kieran is actually at the counter talking to Mose, making sure she's alright.
Okay.
Leo sighs in relief. When he sees that.
It's kind of my interaction, but okay.
Sorry.
If NPCs aren't even respawning, then monsters also might not be respawning.
That is indeed correct. I spent nearly two days camping out at a world boss spawn, and after I had killed it the one time, after that shock occurred, it has not respawned since.
Something's changing about this world. First our menus go down, and even after they get rebuilt, they've been losing information little by little. And following that, we're also in something of a catatonic state in the real world, and our minds apparently have been fully transferred into here, making things far more real. Something's going on here, and I don't exactly like it.
You're only just now figuring this out.
I've known about it for a while. I'm just reaffirming everything, okay?
The only lead that we have is a name of the hacker who's done this. And that's it.
And what is their name?
Fuck. What was it?
Did I write it down?
Scrolling up.
You gave us a name to call them.
Yes,
You gave us a name, but you didn't link
did
it with
not
the picture.
write it down.
And I have since forgotten.
Now it is there.
That would be Zell.
Zell. I can certainly affirm I haven't seen anyone by that name.
How about the yin and yang mask? Blackfire, perhaps?
No.
Really like spears.
I have not seen hide nor hair of any of that. The Eastern Kingdoms do not seem to be a focus at the moment. I have heard rumor from other players that there have been several glitches inside the immediate starting areas. And if that is the case, it seems like they're following someone.
I can almost tell you for certain they're probably following.
And that is?
Team motions to the party.
But why follow all of you? There are obviously more interesting subjects. No offense.
Let me show you how much he's meddled with us.
And he pulls up the experience menu. And shows it to her.
That is indeed quite odd. Only 10 experience. You all must be leveling up like crazy.
We're level 5.
That bar isn't for us. It's for our guide.
Oh, that useless piece of contraption.
Ironbark looks to the green butterfly on his shoulder. And then back to Atena.
I wouldn't call her useless.
Oh, yours actually has a use? Mine didn't.
I'm not going to ask.
It's better
But-
you don't.
Either way, the hacker is apparently taking a liking to us as his guinea pigs. We level different than everybody else, only when the hacker deems us worthy enough.
Then perhaps there is something odd about your party they wish to watch. Have any of you done anything odd in your pasts? That's if
Leo
you
and
can
Leo-
even. That is if you can even remember them.
Out of game or in game?
Which is just weird to say in character.
It is weird to say in character.
That's an understatement.
Out of the game.
I still do.
Leo, just in case, will start racking his brains to remember it. See if he actually does remember anything about his life outside the game.
Roll me a d100.
1 minute. Yeah.
Oof. Most of your life seems to be intact as you can remember it, but you remember having this odd little glowing rectangular object. You would use your finger to tap on it, but you cannot remember the name.
Of character, how dare you diss my phone?
What is this cellular fajone?
I just realized I'm muted.
Rip.
Oh. So yes, Leo has forgotten what a phone is.
I know.
I remember my life clearly. I'm an arborist.
Well,
Leo
actually,
ju-
how about all of you roll me a d100?
I was about to ask, like, should we all roll then if you made one person roll?
Yeah, I was.
Watch me nat one.
I was thinking about that.
Watch me nat one.
Better.
Haha, close enough.
Vana, your life is completely intact. Alexander and Ironbark, roll me a d20.
Nat 20.
In this case, you did not want a nat 20.
Oh,
Oh, golf rules. Gotcha.
Okay. Ironbark, you remember, what is your character based around again?
My character?
Yeah, like, your RL endgame character.
Oh, they went to college to study,
Did they have a house, or did they live in an apartment?
house.
Okay. You remember you lived somewhere. You cannot recall where. You cannot recall in what. But you knew there was something over your head. You can no longer recall what a real-life house is.
Oh no. I remember enough about my life. I remember. And Ironbark stops for a moment, just kind of staring at the floor. Where did I live?
Alexander. Your character is based around you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You remember in your free time, you played a game with a lot of people. You remember these small objects that used to click and clack against a table. You can no longer remember what they're called.
They're called math rocks. Alex, you've forgotten that you were once a dice goblin.
You have forgotten what dice are called.
Oh, lovely. For the first time since this whole conversation, since we stepped in here, Alexander will speak. Honestly, if it's anything to do with my real life, from what I can honestly tell you, I'm not exciting. The only exciting thing I ever did was play some game with my friends every few days.
Sometimes every other week. I'm shutting up now.
Well, as I said, ever since we have gotten in here, my memory of my life seems to be fading, so I expected it to do the same with yours.
Well, given I can remember my life mostly well, with the exception of some kind of rectangular thing, assumedly with a screen that I had constantly since I was a teenager, I think. I think definitely starting to get amnesia of our original selves.
I don't remember where I lived.
Then perhaps you can keep each other on top of things. Remind each other of what you've forgotten. Think of it like a game of verbal charades. Except opposite.
But how does one remember? What if they've forgotten?
By using their companions. Describe what you're thinking of if you cannot recall the name. If you cannot recall the description, say the name and the others can remind you. Keep your lives intact the best you can. Which, as I am hearing, Atenna points to Leo, you are talking about a cell phone.
Out of character, I can hardly believe I'm about to ask this, but what's a cell phone?
A cell phone is that rectangular object with a screen you seem to remember. You only could not remember what they're called. You remember everything else about them. just not the
Oh
name.
yeah, right. Oh yeah, right. Leo immediately face palms. Damn it, you're right.
Over the course of the next few days, or however long we're in here, more of our memories are going to begin to become missing. We are going to forget things. And if we forget everything, then you might as well just become your game character.
I'm going to. Sorry, go ahead.
Leo looks to just want to make sure, is it Nico or
Nico.
Atena speaking?
Atena. Atena has been speaking to you.
Leo looks to Atena, visibly shaken. I don't want to forget anything.
And that is why you need to work together. Unlike you, I do not have anyone to remind me of things I have forgotten. Me and my companions are not close after the falling out.
The fuck is happening back there?
A 4-month-old baby is laughing and giggling.
No.
Cute,
Fair enough.
but annoying.
Yes. And every time I close my door, someone comes over here and opens it.
Have you considered locks?
I'm tempted.
Maybe you should escalate that temptation to reality.
Oh dear.
Well then, is there anything else you all would like to discuss with me?
Not that I can think of.
Ironberg is going to open up his menu.
Okay.
Was there a place where we could write down notes?
Yes.
I'm going to try and jot down notes of everything of my life that I remember.
Everything.
Except my house.
Everything of your life. Okay.
Yes.
I heard wife.
Ah!
I'm not
It's-
married.
Oh dear.
Loneliest boy over here.
But yes, you were able to write down most things you can immediately remember in your life, besides the fact you lived in a house.
I do not remember where I lived.
You remember where on the map you lived, you just don't know what you lived inside of.
True. Could have been a box, could have been a house. I don't know.
Leo seeing Ironbark do that will do something similar, and I really need to come up with a backstory for well, my IRL character.
And you can just do what Blaze did. Just use yourself.
Yeah, I thought you were already basing it off yourself.
Yeah, plus a couple extras.
Or you could do as the DM do and make it up on the fly.
Ah, don't be me.
That's what I did.
Well then, my reports have been given. I'll be on my way. If you require to see me, well, you can always try adding me in the forum, since you have no access to your DMs. Beyond that, if you require my assistance, I will be in the north. Once I finish with a few missions up there, I will be heading into the forest of Yggdrasil.
Have you been in there
Let's
before?
see.
I indeed have been in there before. All new players start their games in the forest of Yggdrasil.
What could we expect in there?
Natural beasts, large organisms, or mammals, or whatever. Gigantic reptiles, perhaps even a dragon or two.
Dragon?
Yes,
Sounds like
it's rare to see a dragon in
sounds like
Yggdrasil, but you may find one. However, if you're seeking a dragon, your better chances are to the north.
I can't believe I remember this, but not where I live. If there's a dragon in Yggdrasil, most likely it's called Nidog.
It's a possibility, yes.
Keep an eye out for her babies.
I will keep an eye out. Though that name, it does not ring a bell for me.
Nidog.
Indeed. I
Nidhogg
remember
is-
playing an MMO that had that kind of name in it, but I could for the life of me not remember it.
It's the dragon who lives in the roots of Yggdrasil.
World tree, as it's called in real, as it's translated to in English.
I see. Well, if that is all, I'll be on my way. You have a record of where I will be if you need me. I'll keep an eye out for anywhere I might be able to find Ellie.
You'll
Right.
be the first person we'll let know.
If anyone is able to find and retrieve her, it will be me.
Not if we get there first.
And Ironbark cracks a smile.
Is that a challenge?
I already promised another group this. I'm promising it to you as well.
Then
And she'll
prepare
just
to
be
lose.
one of us trying to find her. As long as she's found.
Indeed, finding her is the better points. But I would not mind a little competition along the way. Make a good game for me. I enjoy a challenge. For now,
Be
though,
sure to do just that.
I will see you all eventually. Goodbye.
Good luck.
And Atina will exit the Adventurers Guild.
Hearing this, Leo will immediately pull up his menu and immediately start jotting down his what he can remember of his life. Well, the major events primarily, and trying to remind himself that the strange rectangular device is called a phone.
I don't know how, but this just popped in my head because of this. You know that scene in The Lion King where Simba's hallucinating his dead father and he's saying, "Remember who you are"? That's
Yeah.
exactly what that just reminded me of, and I don't know why.
I mean, he is a Leonin.
You must remember who you are. Ironbark is going to look to Juniper on his shoulder.
I hope that didn't shake you up too much.
I am not particularly shaken now.
Your voice says otherwise.
Does it?
Yes.
My apologies. I suppose I had some slight fear.
Especially after what she said. I don't agree with it.
That woman. She killed her guide.
Oh.
Yes.
Leo visibly grimaces.
That is what I gathered as well.
I had a feeling something like that was, I had a feeling something like that might have come up, but it's still kind of... yeah. gruesome.
You will never throw me away, Juniper.
I am glad to hear that.
Speaking of not throwing people away,
Right. Kieran,
and
Sorry, go ahead.
if it could be seen, Alexander is just giving off like
Oh no, someone had to talk about now it's happening again.
What?
Wait, what?
You roboted.
Oh shit.
You aren't
Yeah,
roboting anymore,
all
but you,
we-
you did.
Okay. Okay.
What I heard was Alex visibly.
Alex is giving. It's not visible, I'm pretty sure, but Alex is very much giving murderous intent.
I hope Kieran didn't hear any of what Atena said.
That being
She
said,
seems like
Kieran walks
Sorry,
over
go
now. Hopefully your talk with the other one went well. She was quite intimidating.
That is an understatement.
a bit, but nothing to worry about for the moment.
Ironberg sits down on the floor and crosses his legs, so he's practically at eye level with everybody at this point.
Leo, meanwhile, deciding to take an extra precaution, will take out his spellbook, flip to a blank page, and I need to check if he has any writing implements.
You're a wizard. You most likely do. And if it isn't stated, it's most likely implied.
Yeah, I don't care
right.
if you guys write down notes.
What we have gathered from Atena is that the East is mobilizing. And whether or not that you intervene will probably not make a difference.
Well,
It will just delay it.
still, I must try.
Ironbark looks a bit apprehensive at this.
Are you sure?
Well, nothing good comes from not trying, right?
Have you ever heard the saying, effort in futility?
You can't win what you don't join.
If things go wrong, I do not intend to stay.
I
My
promised your
father...
mother that
Sorry.
I promised your mother that I would keep you safe, and I will do that.
You're gonna have to like get a little bit closer to your mic or something, because that was hard to hear.
Oh, sorry.
I promised your mother that I would keep you safe, and I intend to do that.
And I don't intend to put myself in danger unless it is required. So, I trust you. So you trust me.
But I don't trust your father.
This isn't about my father. My father is a greedy and selfish man. In my opinion, he is not worth of that throne that he holds. My mother was the one that was meant to be ruling over the kingdom, a matriarchy. Not this. Not him.
If anyone deserves it, she does.
So I'll ask again. I trust you. Will you trust me?
I will.
Well, you'd have to be crazy not to.
Then I have to try. And if I can't, then fine. I'll fight.
Very well then.
Kieran nods. Right then. I think I'm going to go check up on those other shopkeepers that we saw. Them not being out is kind of unnerving.
They were
Understandable.
probably hiding from Atenna.
Understandably so.
Yeah,
But
she does have a rather disagreeable aura about her.
Indeed. But I will be back in a few minutes. Wait for me, please.
Ironbark nods.
And Kieran will rush outside. As she does, Nico looks at all of you. That was unexpected.
Well,
Indeed.
Apparently, Ellie messaged her 30 minutes ago.
Indeed, that should not be possible. But that's not what I was talking about.
What were you talking about?
Well, as it has been previously stated by all of you, the game is breaking its own code. The option for Kieran to fight is not supposed to be available.
Two days in and we're already game breaking it.
more like the game itself is breaking down into another reality.
I was trying to interject some humor, but okay.
Starting to think that there's more to this than meets the eye.
Well, by the way, I've found some old video footage. Unfortunately, I'm not able to break into it. And I think there's absolutely no chance you will all be able to. But if I can't do it, maybe you'll get lucky.
Can we see it?
Sends it to you. A option in the options menu is unlocked for viewing quote-unquote cutscenes.
Leo will open that. Is this just for Ironbark?
No, it's for all of you.
Seeing that, Leo will immediately pull up the new option curiously.
I will do the same.
Okay.
Same.
You open up the menu to see the option. You go in and you find the opening cutscene. You find the meeting with the king. And a message from Nina, one which you've already seen. And then there are 5 different locked files.
Leo will click on one of the locked videos.
It asks to enter a password.
Password protected, of course. Back out!
Ironbark enters 123 password.
No.
Password 123.
Stop.
Password written backwards.
Do you actually want to attempt to hack?
I mean, what do I have to roll?
a D100.
Sure, fuck it. 29. Look at my big numbers.
You enter something, and it says no.
Well, it's not password backwards.
No shit, Sherlock.
I'll give
I'm
you.
no hacker, but I get a feeling that anything like this would probably just be ridiculously well guarded.
Okay, so
We'll put your letters and numerals as special symbols in no particular order.
how these are going to work, there's 5 different locked files. Each of you can attempt to unlock one file twice or 2 files once per session.
You know what? Screw
Cool.
it. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to roll 2 D100 on the first and second videos respectively. $5 and 37.
Both give you no.
Worth a shot. And out goes Leo.
Yes. Over the locked videos, a message appears that you have been locked out of the system for a day.
It looks like just Leo or the others.
Just Leo.
It looks like there's a limited number of tries we can have for these videos. It's either 3 times or 2. I'm not too sure.
What about word pass?
Are you using your other attempt, Blank?
Yep. Was it word pass?
No.
Not word pass.
It's still high.
So, bit of an awkward thing to ask, but may I have advantage on this?
Why?
I have studied a little bit of hacking, but I quit after a bit.
How does one study hacking? I would imagine it would just be coding, would it not?
Mostly a bit of coding and trying to jailbreak my phone.
I'll give you advantage on only one, and only this session. And you need to define. There's 1 through 5. You need to define which one you're trying to unlock.
I'm gonna do number 1.
That is with advantage.
Yeah.
Gives a no.
Incorrect
Yeah.
code. Please try a little harder.
Imagine if the AI gets sassy with us.
You only had 1 advantage, so it's a normal roll now.
And that's 12. No.
Yep, gives you a no. So Vana still has her 2 attempts if she'd like to use them.
Kindly
Nope.
fuck off.
Nope. Okay. Fair enough.
Alright.
I know my luck, and I have no skills like that, so I'm not even going to
Well,
tempt
I mean,
fate.
you get 2 tries the next session we have, so like, what's the trouble? Yeah, like you guys get 2 tries every single session we have. So if by chance you get lucky and you get information.
It's like the lottery, but not as financially crippling.
Yep.
Watch, the true ending is going to be locked behind these videos.
They both attempts you enter give no.
Yep.
So,
I'm guessing we have to roll in 90 or above to get to succeed.
I'll tell you guys after session, because I'm not going to say this openly on stream. But also,
Spooky mysteries.
we're probably going to end session soon, because I don't have much else, and I have to work at like 5:30 in the morning tomorrow.
Same.
Alright.
Woohoo! Scheduling.
Actually, I don't have anything else for the night, now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
Oh,
And
Well,
I'm-
with that, Leo will huff a little, close his menu, and just look to the others. What now?
Decide where we're going next. Personally, I still want to go back to that dungeon and actually play through it without a ghost fucking it up.
Yeah, fair thought. Hopefully I won't get skewered again.
Might I make a suggestion?
Sure.
The guy says, turning from butterfly form into normal form, still sitting on Ironbark's shoulder.
Ironbark looks over.
Leo will look up, or, well, over to her. What's up?
There are a few inquiries within the immediate area we still have not investigated. A friend, Zorgrax was his name, yes? Implied that there was a secret temple just inside of the forest on our first excursion to the capital. It might
That
be
is-
possible that that could be another dungeon.
That's a good point.
If not, there might be some kind of loot you'll be able to use. Maybe even something that could change your fate.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Especially
Plus-
considering we need dungeons to get stronger now.
Yup. Plus, it would be a good chance to, give Kieran some experience. She's going to be tagging along with us for a while.
Aside from that,
So,
there is the normal dungeon and the quest that you got from Iris.
yes.
How do I know that name? Who is Iris?
A very
I-
crazy merchant lady.
Let's just say that she, Leo will pull out two of the two staves that he, still needs to put to test out for Iris, which I really need to write down.
Yeah, she did.
She gave me these to quote test. I still need to do that.
I see. Apart from that, there are a few things in the capital we could do. And then there is the emergency in the eastern capitals.
I think for the moment it would be best that we save this for last. The more time we spend with Kieran, the stronger she will become. And assuming the game's code is breaking down on itself and all of this is becoming, well, real, I say the better chance she has.
Ixnay on the ode nay.
He's saying that because Kieran's near and he doesn't want her brain to go kaboom.
Kieran is outside.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Ironbark said nothing.
So, what I am implying is that there are several things for us to do. We need simply decide on one to attack to first. And I am ready to set up a route whenever we have decided.
Well,
However,
Leo will.
It is best that we wait for all participants to be present.
Yeah, we haven't seen hide nor hair of Aish. I get the feeling we're going to need him as well.
He's currently in the back room trying to learn a skill, remember?
Indeed, it is also best we have Kieran, and The other Kieran.
We're calling her Astral
Ah,
to
Astro.
avoid confusion.
Speaking of which, where is she?
Last I saw her, she was with Nico. And he looks over to Nico.
She left here before Athena came.
Did she give any indication where she was heading?
Unfortunately not.
And without our DMs, we can't contact her.
That is true. Fortunately though, I still have my direct messages. However, it seems my messages are being blocked.
That's bad.
Juniper,
Yes.
is there any way you could get a message to her?
I could attempt to contact the guide she was given.
Please do so.
The guide will close her eyes. Wait a few minutes before opening them up. Zero Online, thank you for the follow. Sorry. Yee, hello. Welcome to the stream. We're actually on the tail end of the session tonight. Oh! It's Eloy. I don't remember how to say your name, but I know you.
I don't know this person.
They were
Hello, person.
They were in a session I had a long time ago before Blazes. Before I was in Blazes campaign. It was a Sunday morning session.
Oh boy!
Shit. Who the hell has sessions in the
Well,
morning?
now.
Anyways.
What kind of bizarro land?
So the guide closes her eyes and waits a few minutes before opening them, and looks to Ironbark. My apologies. It seems she has no guide.
Ironbark slowly looks over to Nico.
Glitch?
Possibly, yes.
That poor girl. It's like she spawned in the town like she was an NPC.
I have a feeling it was I have a feeling that when it happened, the game was in a state of confusion and mistook her for Princess Kieran.
At this revelation, Ironbark slowly looks up from the floor to just look at the wall.
Is that possible?
And he looks over to Nico.
No. At
Weird.
least not by normal standards. A glitch could happen via anything at any point in time, by various conditions of triggers. However, in the alpha test we had absolutely no problems with spawning. And we tested that quite thoroughly.
Astral spawned in a capital without access to her menus.
That is quite odd. That shouldn't be possible.
She was level 1, correct?
From what you saw, yes.
And she's also level 1.
That is the natural spawning level. It's hard to tell. I'll look into it a bit more, but I can't promise I'll find anything. Wait, you said she was level 1?
Yes.
So, we don't know
What
where she is.
information were you looking at? When you brought her in, I was questioning if you had brought me the right person. That woman was level 10.
Alexander
I'm sorry. Astral's level 10?
That is
What?
correct.
Alexander blinks and thinks back a bit. Did we actually look at her level, or did she
You
tell
didn't.
us?
You actually looked at her level, and it said she was level 1.
We looked and it said she was level 1.
My screens do
And-
not lie.
We don't have any smudges. There's no smudges to obscure a 0.
Perhaps it's a glitch in the sensory systems. I'll take a look. Just try not to get suspicious. It is better you do not suspect friends. She hasn't attacked anyone yet, so
Actually,
About that.
what one of you attacked?
Not so much attacked, more like. And he looks over to Alex to finish the sentence.
while we were making our way through the capital, she swiped some of our gear and took off. We didn't realize it was her until we caught up with her, and during the chase, he motions to Ironbark, set up a trap that caused him to fall, as well as... Well, actually, no, Aish managed to bypass it.
Ball bearings, specifically.
I see. What exactly did she steal?
My entire backpack. It had quite a couple of
Hold on.
rare items in it.
While it was on your back.
Alexander blinks. Actually, that does raise a question. Yes, it was.
How would a level 1 do that if not for a critical success?
So you know how you just said don't be suspicious?
I am getting suspicious myself, but we cannot act until we have proof.
She doesn't have a guide. She spawned. He uses big old air quotes now. In the capital, and she's level 10.
Question. Is there a moderator in charge of, say, shops or currency?
There is, yes.
You might want to have them take a look at any of her spending. I did give her a couple of items to potentially sell off. She said she had no gold to her name. So I gave her, he thinks back to it for a minute. A dagger. I gave her a set of armor I wasn't using. And I gave her a bottle of universal solvent that I found.
I see. I'll contact Ivan. In the meantime, you all might want to get moving. Time doesn't stand still for anyone.
Aye.
Learned that the hard way. Might as well just ask, by the way. Any news from the outside?
The situation has not changed. That's a good thing. As long as it
Good.
doesn't get worse, it's good.
No news is good news.
At least in this case.
Right then, I must
Alright.
get back to creating the rest of this gold.
I sure hope this contact pays out, otherwise I'm going to just feel so stupid.
I do have a few items that I'm willing to part with if it'd make it a bit easier to not delete the entire place.
If it's worth a lot of gold pieces, it's better to be left here with me. I'm able to sell them for what they're worth in gold. Unfortunately, most of the things in here are only worth normally 1. Thankfully, they're made of multiple 1 gold pieces.
Alexander will pull a small bottle from his pack This is about 250.
That certainly will help, yes.
Remind me what that bottle is?
It is a inhaled poison by the name Malice.
Okay.
I literally have no use for it, right? No means to use it right now. And if it would help, I'm going to give it.
You're giving away a lot of your stuff, dude.
I'm carrying stuff I can't hold on to. I can't use all these things at the same time. Let's see.
You're not playing an MMO correctly.
Pack rat. Just be a pack rat.
That's what I do.
I got my 2 regular long swords. That's 15 apiece. And
I think you.
well, unless he wants to take the bag of Eldritch Horrors or the heavy dagger off my hands, I think that's about it.
Knowing Nico, he's gonna open it up, goes, "What's in here?" and fucking destroy the world.
I'm really glad you like the bottle.
That is staying on my person.
I worked really hard in
I never coded that.
V-Roy to make this.
I have nothing to give up.
Well, I think our first goal should probably be the starter dungeon, as we have something to do in there.
V-Roid is a very simple thing. It has the
Right.
model, you can export it as a VRM, and it just kind of works with VC Face.
Apologies,
So,
but
you get to customize the model and import other different types of clothing. It's really easy to use.
Sorry, collecting my thoughts. Apologies, but I do have one question about that concerns the dungeon.
And that would be?
The same source as the one that is asking this absurd gold amount has requested I take something from the dungeon in order to take a artifact off their hands. I told them no, and they said if I didn't grab it from them, that they could potentially give it to the hacker.
Do you mean the orbs from the first dungeon?
Yes.
I don't see why anyone would want them. They don't have any purpose outside of that.
I just wanted to bring it up and see if it was alright before I, or any of us, did it without asking and ended up stepping on any toes.
Again, as far as I'm aware, they hold no other purpose. If you can get in contact with Diana, that might be a better idea than asking me. But me personally, I wouldn't have any problem with it.
Right.
I still think we should go to the dungeon anyway, since I think Kieran would like it.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll go ahead and do that. While we're doing that, out of character, since we don't have DMs, I am going to create a, if it's possible, private forum post, and I don't know if there's a similar function as adding, like here on Discord, but trying to get a hold of Diana.
You are able to @at people on the forum. Unfortunately, that does not work with... it does not particularly work well, at least, with the
private forums. that correct?
Game Masters. It's more use for like in-player, like players in the game.
Nico, if you could potentially reach to her, let her know I'm trying to reach her through the forums.
I'll see what I can do, and if I can't do anything, I'll ask her to meet you there.
Thank you. And that's all.
We should probably find Kieran. If we are going to the starter dungeon, I would rather do it while we still have daylight.
And Alexander's already on their move.
Leo will follow as best he can. They're moving.
Hydrate. Oh, great. We have to take a break because I need to go get water now.
I got
Drown the streamer.
Drown. No, don't drown the streamer, please.
Drown the cat. No.
Don't drown the cat, god damn it! Why?
Yay.
I believe Ironbark had already asked if it's possible to take things out of the dungeon, and Nico responded. So this entire time I'm like, you're giving away the plan, stop giving away the plan, he's not going to like the plan, what are you doing?
Well, I'm sorry. Alexander still has the mind of me. And I don't like pissing people off if I can't help it. Especially pissing off allies. Let's see here.
Okay, I'm back. And how I put the head pat thing in is simple, really.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Thank you, Blaze. It's really simple. I just there's an option in the in Streamlabs on my desktop that I can just put in a GIF, whatever you want to call it, of a repeating image, and it just keeps going. So I can put it wherever I want. If I wanted to, I can make a copy and I give anyone on this screen headbats.
Oh, you should see tomorrow's game.
I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up for the end of the stream to give everyone a reminder of what it looks like. But
Give tree head pats.
give tree head pats. You'll have to redeem head pats for me to do that, but I will if you do. For now though, the party is still in. You guys are good looking for Kieran.
Yeah.
Okay. We will end with you exiting the Adventurers Guild. Because,
Okay.
like I said, I have nothing left for tonight.
Okay.
So
I was going to say, we're giving
Gotcha.
you things, though.
I have something planned, but you guys have to get there first.
Right.
And I don't know how to entice you to get you there. I love that sound effect!
Jeez, don't hold back. Tell us how you really feel.
The roar is so cute. I absolutely love it.
I missed it, damn it! It doesn't help that I... That's cute indeed.
But yes, that will be the end of actual session for tonight. For Eloy, who has not actually been in to see the streams just yet, and anyone who might be new watching on the YouTubes or while this stream is up on my channel for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to switch over to the scene we'll be using for tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game happens at 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be great, because I'm a player in that one. So,
And I have 3 new plot points.
so we're going to switch over that scene. And it's real simple. This is what we do. This is what we got.
All the head pats!
The ones on
Even the DM has headpads.
the ones on the character tokens stay up no matter what. They don't rely on redeems, they don't rely on anything. The ones on my head here rely on redeems during that session, but the players, these, they just get headpats. Always and forever.
I think we redeemed, like, what, 5 headpats in one session?
You redeemed 3, so I made 3 specifically for that scene. And then Hastings was like, "Oh, just give the cat head pats," and I'm like, "You know what? F*** it, let's do it."
Bully the streamer to do what we want.
So, I hope you guys enjoyed the session tonight. I know it wasn't a whole lot, but you guys did meet the last alpha tester.
Yep,
Yeah.
that we did.
It was in the title.
Yes, it was literally the title.
See, I read things. I'm not illiterate. Sometimes.
But, yes. For those interested in, we will be having this session again next week at 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It is on the schedule on my Twitter account, twitch.tv/Momo Rules with a Z. RULZ. And yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate my players, and I appreciate Eloy for coming in the chat on the channel. Thank you. It's good to hear from you again. It's been a long time. And thank you to all the other. Thank you to all the other.
Once again, welcome in, especially from one of the admins and players.
Mods, not admins. Admins have more power than you.
Oops, sorry.
Besides, Twitch streamers don't get admins, they only get mods. So you have the highest power you're able to get right now. But yes, I appreciate Eloy and I appreciate all the others who came by to just, stop in for a quick check of what the stream was. And I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, this session will be back next week. Tomorrow we have a stream at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern for Blank's game. And I'm gonna be streaming a game on Saturday now. At least that's the plan. I haven't technically brought it up, but it's with the same people who are in most of every streams that I do, or at least have been on my streams before. So I'm thinking no one's gonna have any objections. If they do, I'll plan something else. And then on Sunday, we're gonna have a gaming stream, as well as on Monday. At both those days at 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern. And Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm gonna be taking off from streaming. That's the entire stream schedule. I'm thinking I'm gonna be streaming Wild Hearts, because I've been really enjoying that game today.
Echo's new addiction.
It's like Monster Hunter, I love it.
I mean, I like anything that follows the Monster Hunter format. I've been playing it since I discovered Monster Hunter. So if I like that game, I will probably like Wild Heart. I might actually get it.
So. That's it for the night. Thank you guys for coming out, and we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye for now.
Later!
Good night.
Until next time, adventurers.
Good night.